What's the dumbest reason someone refused to believe you? When I was 17, I had severe type 1 diabetes, not the watch your sugar kind that people casually mention when skipping dessert, the kind where without insulin, I could get very sick. My pancreas had completely stopped producing insulin 3 years earlier, so I relied on careful calculations, constant monitoring, and precise timing for everything I ate. I wore a medical alert bracelet that jingled as a reminder, carried glucose tablets in every pocket, and everyone at school knew about my condition. Teachers kept juice boxes in their desks for me, and my friends knew the signs of a low or high blood sugar episode. My friend Emma was throwing her 18th birthday party and invited our usual group. I was hesitant because parties meant unpredictable food timing and pressure to eat things I couldn't easily measure. But Emma had been my friend since middle school, and I didn't want to miss it. "I really want you there," she said when I mentioned my concerns. "Trust me, I've got this planned. Dinner at 6 sharp, and I'll make sure you know everything that's in the food." The party was going smoothly. Dinner was right on time as promised. I was feeling good until her mom rolled out a huge 3-tier cake decorated with detailed frosting flowers and shiny candles. Everyone gathered at the table, phones out to take pictures. The cake looked amazing, but complicated from a carb counting perspective. "Make sure you all save room for cake," Emma announced proudly. "My mom made it from scratch." I looked for an ingredient list, but found nothing. My stomach nodded. "Emma, what's in the cake?" "I need the carb info so I can set my insulin," I asked quietly. "Oh, it's just normal cake. Nothing special," she said casually, focusing on the candles. "But what kind of frosting? I really need the sugar amount and serving size." She rolled her eyes. "You're so worried about everything. It's just cake. You'll be fine." "Emma, you know if I don't measure right, my blood sugar could get way too high." "Look," she said, now irritated, "my uncle with diabetes eats whatever he wants at parties. You're being too dramatic." Everyone was watching. I felt the pressure. Against my better judgment and years of careful management, I took a small slice without exact calculations. I gave myself what seemed reasonable, but it was a guess. Within 20 minutes, I felt dizzy. My vision blurred. My mouth went dry. Signs I knew well. "I need to check my blood sugar," I said, pulling out my monitor. The reading flashed, 340 mmDL, dangerously high. "I need more insulin," I said, trying to stay calm while calculating a correction. "You just had some before dinner," Emma said. "You're fine, but Jake, my crush, noticed. She looks pale, and she's shaking." 15 minutes later, even with the correction, I collapsed on the community center floor. The last thing I remember was Jake calling for help, while Emma stood frozen, finally realizing this wasn't an act. I woke up in the hospital with my parents beside me. The doctor said I'd been in a serious state from not having enough insulin for the carbs I'd eaten. Later, I learned my parents had asked about the cake. It wasn't regular at all. It had agave nectar, stevia, and extra corn syrup, making the carb count nearly triple my guess. What still hurts? When I came back to school 3 days later, Emma told people I'd made it up for attention and that people with diabetes just want to feel special. Even after my parents showed proof, she insisted I was exaggerating. Some classmates believed her, and I lost friendships over lies about my medical emergency.